Let's come to the story about Lagos just briefly before we go into some other issue about the governorship election in Lagos. We understand now that the governorship candidate then of the PDP, Mr. Jimmy Agbaje, has gone to the tribunal. He's gone to the tribunal. First, the party is asking that they would want to inspect the materials used in that election. And this is the outcome of some of the lawyers who spoke after the session at the tribunal when it opened.
We don't have access to all those materials. INEC is in possession of them. INEC is in custody of the voting materials, ballot papers, ballot boxes, and everything that was used for that election. We don't have access to them. But we need to rely on them in these tribunals to prove our case that we won the election and ought to have been returned as the winners of the election, not the candidate of the APC.
They brought an application for order to inspect materials. In some respect, they made mistakes. They included materials used for presidential election, and the court rightfully rejected the request. So that's a first step. And I state categorically now that we are yet to be served. But we got wind of the case coming up today, and we appear in court, at least to observe what is going on.
Well, that's the legal advisor of the APC in Lagos. And, of course, the earlier man who spoke is a lawyer to the PDP. The PDP asking that they want to inspect the materials used in that election. Chief Bode George, tell me, are you surprised that your candidate lost in the Lagos governorship election?
Absolutely.
You were surprised?
I was shell-shocked.
How? Why?
Because as the results were coming in, we were monitoring. When it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, the results of some local governments hadn't come. We had the reports that they were quite favorable. Overnight, people disappeared with the ballot boxes. The EC8A, where they had the results written, were tipexed in some cases. And all we are saying is simple. The beauty of this election is that where we were told that if the card reader did not work, that's at the governorship, that will not be counted.
Invariably, the card readers must be used.
Absolutely. So if you now compare the results brought, that's why we are asking for the materials, including the card readers.
You want to inspect it first?
Sure. We want to inspect it and show the world that there were manipulations there. And what you have in Lagos is like a graveyard silence. People were shocked because they kept asking and telling us, no, we didn't vote for this man. What happened to our votes? And I've been calming them down that, look, this is my state. There should be no violence. Let us go the whole hog. Go to the tribunal. Let the whole world see the report as stated by us and compared with what they presented. And you see, the new methodology, the procedure is that at the lower level, from the polling unit, the collation, there is a first primary collation center for the wards. And the next one is the collation center for the local government. And what you find is, from those areas, all kinds of games were played. All kinds of manipulations came in.
And you have the evidences.
We have the evidence.
And you're ready to show it in court.
That's why we went to court.
So are you very sure that you have enough evidences to obtain these elections?
This is not like we are spinning as spin doctors have been doing. If we don't have the evidences, there will be no need to go further to the court, the tribunal. Let's go there. Let's show them the discrepancies, and let, of course, the judges will decide.
For someone who most Nigerians and most Lagosians know that you were responsible for bringing him into the party, I'm talking about your candidate, Mr. Jimmy Agbaje, and a lot of people know the stake that you had in making sure that he emerged as a candidate. I was present at the governorship primaries then, and I know the efforts that you made. From the ongoing, Mr. Agbaje came out to congratulate Mr. Ambode after the election. Are you saying that he has done the wrong thing?
No, that is the civilized thing to do. Even if you have a redress, the umpires have pronounced a winner. That is very civil as far as I'm concerned. He consulted me and I said, go ahead. But that didn't mean that once we were sure of the results and the manipulations, that hasn't stopped us from going further. You see, we must bring about internationally acceptable civil behavior in this country. And about 2 days ago, we saw the British went for their elections. You saw it. At the end of the day, once the first poll came out, immediately the elections ended, the Conservatives were ahead. And when the final results came, with a margin of error plus or minus 10. Now, when the final results came, it wasn't too far out from that. Now, you saw what happened. The other leaders conceded because there were no manipulations. I am hoping that before I pass away to the world beyond, that this country will get to that level where whatever you put and vote for will be what will result in the election.
As a member of the Board of Trustees of the PDP, of course, you will probably have been privy to the report coming from each of the states. If you say that the Lagos governorship election result was flawed, what would you say about Rivers and Akwa Ibom? Would you say that those are perfect results?
Let's not go that far yet. Let's look at the results from the north. No voided votes, no cancellations.
In some?
In most. No cancellations. Go and check it. All right? So if you are looking at Rivers and looking at Akwa Ibom and looking at this, yes, let's, and you know, the concession by the president is so civilized that it's a new, it would be referred to many years to come in this country. He looked at it. He knew there were flaws. He knew there were a lot of ill wind. But he said to me that he did not want to conflagrate this country. That for that purpose, that the whole methodology, he saw it. And look, let's just allow sleeping dogs to lie, let them go to save Nigeria from an unnecessary war.
Are you saying that the president thought that he won the election?
He knew there were lapses.
Lapses or rigging?
When I say lapses.
Lapses on the side of the umpire?
Of the umpire, lapses on the elections itself. So many manipulations went on.
What kind of manipulations are you talking about here?
Look, if you have a result, 1.903999999, you had another result, 888,8888. Dead on the spot, no cancellations, no voided votes. That must have been completely too perfect for elections. So with all that, we thought, look, there's no need to fight this. He wasn't ready to go on fighting it. Let it be. Right. That's why we are all at peace now.
Okay, let me ask you, because a lot of people have come out to talk about the reasons behind the failure of your party at the presidential election. Tell me, what's your own reasons why you think the PDP lost the presidential election and, in fact, lost in most of the states of the Federation?
You know, what I'm going to say is this. The most civilized way to answer your question is that the party is yet to meet. The post-mortem analysis is yet to be done. If I have to start talking about that as a very senior member of this party, it will be illogical, and it will be incorrect. So I will allow us what is done in most civilized countries is to allow our party to meet. Let us debate it. There will be a communique that will be issued. And you don't wash your dirty linens in public.
Because, I mean, a lot of people are, I mean, as Nigerians are concerned, and for a party that's been in existence for about 2 decades now, a lot of people will want to know, because some people are saying that some of the people around the president will cost the party to fail. Do you think so?
I don't want to start ascribing the failures or the problems or that. That is illogical. Let us wait. It's a family. Do you go to the marketplace to undress your family? If you have a family squabble, do you go to the marketplace to say it? This is a political party. It's a family. We must wait. We must discuss frankly, seriously, and come up with the information to the public. You know, yes, there are lapses, and not only in our party, also in the other parties. And you don't go out there. It's those who have been screaming around their heads and all that. To me, they are carrying the cat before the horse. It is not done.
Do you think that the National Working Committee of the party was carried along in the campaigns and in the run-ins of the campaigns of the president?
I don't want to start ascribing whether they were carried along or not carried along, the reasons for or against. It is better for the party to meet, have a post-mortem analysis, discuss the depth, and move the party forward. Now, because if I have to give my opinion now, it will be personal.
Yeah, of course, we know because of your stature in the party. We would like to know your opinion. That's why we are asking. Because a lot of Nigerians are watching, and the essence of bringing you is because of your experience and what you have to offer. And people want to learn from the mistakes of your party.
That is why I have said, when we get in there to this caucus, the Board of Trustees meeting, and the NEC, which is the next highest body after the convention, we will discuss in details. This is why we are asking, call a meeting of this level before the 29th. Okay. And I'm still hoping that they will do that. After that, the party position will be known by all Nigerians. Who did what? Who didn't do what? How did you come to this level? How did you get a bloody nose? Everything will be stated. And then, of course, the spokesperson of the party will come out. But for me to now, for example, I was a member of the National Campaign Committee and also the chairman of the Southwest Presidential Contact Committee Group for the election. I can know exactly what happened in our own environment here in the Southwest. And we had met. We had done our own analysis. We didn't allow the press. There was a communique that was issued. You know, that was Southwest. That would be different from Southeast, South-South, Northeast, Northwest. And you can hear all kinds of rumors. But let the party call a meeting where an in-depth discussion will be done, and then they will come out with, that is what I know, how political parties are run.